The Crucible is a test, a challenge, a chance at glory, a place to show your true skill as a guardian. Each kill you gain proves your strength and shows your determination to win. But what weapon will you choose to prove your worth? What weapon will let you reign supreme? Find out in How to Crucible.
Alright, we got another weapon review today, and today we're talking about the Lincoln Green. Okay, so I'm changing up the format of these videos a little bit just to make them a little bit cleaner and more to the point. Alright, so let's get this. The first thing I want to talk about is what I thought about this weapon before even shooting it. So I knew it shot fast, but was the damage going to be enough to kill people at certain distances? And my thought was probably not. It just didn't seem like the gun to take over the Crucible by storm, and I was right. Using the weapon, I realized that it shot basically beams across the map. But I like the gun. So those right there are they're two really differing opinions, right? But I really wanted to like this gun, but it just didn't do enough damage. My overall KD with this weapon was a 1.91, so to be totally honest, this was decent. And it was fun to use, but, you know, the rapid-fire pulse rifle, to get a lot of assists and killing blows, but to kill someone straight on it actually really proved difficult. So, like I said, I like the gun, but it just didn't have the power. So, now let's get into the evaluation rules, shall we? The gun ranks from 1 to 10 in 5 categories: perks, long range, short range, effectiveness, and overall rating. Then those scores are added up to a score of 50 points, being the best possible score. Then, we rank the weapon in its respective weapon type, then throughout all of Destiny 2. We shall begin with perks. The intrinsic perk is Rapid Fire Frame. It gives the gun deeper ammo reserves, and it also gives us slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. This perk seemed like a good perk, but I really never noticed the reload speed part. I was more focused on trying to kill people while using the entire magazine. I had to use the whole magazine to kill people at long range. You don't understand, it was bad. So, the sights are short, medium, and long zoom. Each sight is pretty good, but I actually preferred the long zoom. I usually don't prefer long zoom. I actually like the medium to short zooms, or just iron sights in general, because I like them better. I can see around them easier, but it was a lot easier. It gave me, I want to say, extra damage farther away. You know, it made my damage cut off a lot farther. And so I definitely went for the long zoom just because I needed more damage at long range to even make shooting it at long range a viable option. So that sight, it hurt the handling, but handling wasn't really that bad anyways. Handling really deals with the speed in which you can kind of move around with the gun. But I really didn't care about that part. Next was steady rounds and alloy magazine. Steady rounds gave you a lot of stability, so I went with that, and alloy mag only gave you a little bit of range. Stability seemed way more important to me because I need to aim this weapon in general, so I need it to not to bounce around like a kangaroo. So that I did choose steady rounds. Then it had Quick Draw. Quick Draw was the last perk. Now, I don't really care how fast I can draw the weapon. I care if that weapon can win gunfights efficiently all the time. I really never noticed this perk either, because obviously I focus more on trying to hit the target. I really don't care if the gun is super fast at pulling it up and, you know, drawing it, like just aiming down the sights. That really didn't really affect me, because I've used, the Frontier Justice and all the other guns that don't have that perk, and they seem just fine to me, so this really didn't affect anything for me. So the perks were decent, but not a fire combination, so I'm going to give it a 5 for perks, because to be honest, some better perks on this thing could make this a contender in the top 10 weapons. You know, like explosive rounds, say, or maybe like a fourth bullet perk that gives it a fourth bullet, or more damage on the opening round, or, you know, stuff like that. Something that would actually give it a little bit of a damage buff, that would really help. So, but right now, at this current point, they're not really that great, so it's a 5. Now we're moving on to long range. So, to start off by saying this gun was good at long range, but then again, it was not good at long range. Let me set the scene. I'm pinned down, behind some cover. Some kid has this weird gun that really is not a gun in the Crucible. It's not a good gun in the Crucible, I should say. As my health regens, I pop out from a cover and slap 6 bursts into him, and he's toast. Absolutely toast. Yeah, with the fire rate, yes, 6 bursts in seconds is possible with this weapon. It does shoot very fast. But, let's change one variable. The guy pinning me down has a good scout rifle, and he's a decent player. So as my health regens, I pop out from cover, but lose my freaking head because the time it takes to get 5 bursts off is already... He's already hit 4 precision shots. I'm dead. Like I said, it was good, then it was not good. And that really pains me because I have a legit bias for this weapon. It's actually really fun to use. So, all that being said, the rank I'm giving it is a 6 because I lost way too many gunfights at long range that I should have won. So, a 6. Moving on to short range. And I'm going to give it the same runaround as long range because it had its moments and then it lost some good gunfights. So I'm also giving short range a 6 without really some explanation because obviously it was literally the same as long range. It just depended on if I was able to hit all my shots. Basically, it just depended on if I was able to react quick enough and get shots on them before they even got a shot on me, because otherwise I was basically losing it, you know. So I'm giving it a 6 because it got me gunfights that were good, you know, but it still gave me angst because I lost some really good streaks, actually, due to not being able to clutch a kill by myself. Now for effectiveness. Yay, the math part. Well, in a total of 20 matches, I got into 494 gunfights, so almost 500. Now out of these gunfights, I got 324 kills / assists. More assists than kills, I'm going to tell you that right now. And I had 170 deaths, so you add those both up, we get 494. To find effectiveness, we just have to add kills / assists and deaths, which I just said, so that's a total of 494. Then we're going to divide 324, so our winning engagements, by our total of 494 to get a decimal number. So we get this big old decimal number. Then I'm gonna multiply that number by 100. So that's gonna get me a percentage type number so that we can take a percent out of it. So with that being said, we do that and we get 65.45%. So 65% of the time I was winning gunfights. So it's really in the range of all the other guns, but for now, effectiveness for this weapon was 65%. So to get E really, we just put a decimal between the 6 and the 5. So the first number and the last number, we put a decimal in there to get a value out of 10 instead of a value out of 100. And so that value is a 6.5. Fantastic. Effectiveness is 6.5. It's not bad effectiveness rating, obviously, because a gun that I had with the Scathe Lock that I said is the best at this current point is I only had a 70 or a 7. So it's pretty good. Still, you know, saying all the other things. Whatever, I'm getting off on a tangent. Now, we can add up all those values and then divide by 4 to get our overall rating. So we're going to add every single value we've already gotten. And that value is going to be 5.9, right? So we ended up getting a number of, if I look at my calculator real quick, we ended up getting a number of 23.5. We divide that by 4, we get 5.9. So that's our now overall rating. So now we can add up all 5 of our values and we can effectively score this gun out of 50. So we add all our numbers up and we get a number of 29.4 out of 50. It's over half, so that's not bad. Now we have to rank it. It is the first pulse rifle, so I'm going to save you from that section because it's number 1, obviously. But out of Destiny 2, it is placed just under Annual Skate, and Annual Skate had a number of 29.8. So 0.4 above it, so it's going to go below it. So this place is also 5th, as you can see on the screen. So there you have it. The gun's been ranked. Did it go where you thought it would? That's a question I'm asking. That's the only question I put on there. I kind of dubbed the script a little bit on that part. Oops. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But did it go where you thought it went? Where you thought it would go in the ranking at this current point? Obviously, if you're watching this video well in the past, if this video has been out for a long time, obviously it's been moved around quite a bit. But for right now, did it go where you thought it would? It went basically where I thought it would go, you know, 5th. It's obviously, I want to kind of touch on really quick, this video is over 10 minutes, whoops. I want to kind of touch on the submachine guns, obviously, so out of options and the showrunner. I said this in the last video, I'm going to keep saying it in every video, but they are kind of miscalculated. I did put range in one section for them, and that's really unfair because I gave one of them a 5 at range in general, but definitely long range for submachine guns are buns for those two at least. So they're getting kind of a ranking in recoil, which is bad because every gun just has it. You just have to learn the recoil, and then you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I wanted to touch on that just to say, hey, those are ranked kind of wrong. I need to redo them, and so when we get maybe 15 guns, I said 20 in the last video, but if we get up to 15 guns, I'll probably do a video on both of them, redoing them just so that they're at different levels. So that'll change obviously some. So Annual Skate and this gun, the Lincoln Green, will probably be higher than both of those. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more content from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm always here posting videos. See me around. I'll see you guys later.